Hi guys, back again. I'll be on just for a second here while we're trying to get everything set up. Chicago is a little bit different. I need to call in just a minute, and we will oops, I screwed-y-upped on that one. Oopsies, poopsies. Again, Chicago's a little weird. And I need to find the file that I had open yesterday. Crap. Here it is. Hey, love. No, I did not. I haven't been in there yet. Oh, good. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Way cool. Yeah, well, definitely. It'll definitely help give us more playtime. Okay, way cool. All right, bye.
A performance that truly matters.
I will be right back, you guys. What's up, Penny? Hey Amy, hi again. Hi Style Audit. Hi Peter. That's okay. I am just trying to call in. Let me see.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. Please enter the meeting password followed by pound. You have joined the meeting as an attendee and will be muted throughout the meeting.
Okay, we are in. Phew. We'll have to wait for them to open the meeting on their end on the website. Sometimes it takes a little bit. I'm muted on here. Let me plug my phone in case it decides to go bad. Yeah, this is probably the most screwed up process of trying to give a comment. Okay, we'll let that sit there. I know what I want to say, but I haven't really written it out. I probably should write it out because oh, go lay down. Oh, sorry guys, let me go let the dog out before she whines. Drives me crazy. Go open the door. Come on. Okay, how annoying. The dog door was open. I have little imps, I think, trying to take my time today. Trying to make me feel like I'm oh goodness. Let's just erase this whole thing. I think I get 2 minutes. What did I, here, I think I like this one better. Sorry for the typing, sorry for the quietness. I'm hoping not. They're a little bit more tame in their words and stuff, Amy, but I'm hoping that it's not really dramatic. Bet you it's going to be a lot about immigration.
Food and beverages, including in metal canisters, are not permitted. Cell phones must be placed on silent prior to entering the meeting room. Individuals must remain seated. Public comment speakers are permitted to stand only when provided.
We're waiting for them to start the meeting, you guys. Yeah, the citizens are mad. They're definitely ticked.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, I'm going directly for the jugular, you guys. Okay, are we on here yet? I still don't see anything here. Let's look at the agenda. I don't think I ever really looked at the agenda. Call to order, roll call, pledge of allegiance, invocation, public comment. And I went right back to Tri-City Office of the Clerk. Oh, here we go. It's on mute. We don't want it on mute, but we can turn the sound down a little bit. Good morning, Lorelei. Yep, well, this is the City of Chicago City Council meeting. I'm gonna turn my phone down just a little bit. It's chilly here too, Lorelei. I know, Amy, there is one for Friday, I see. So if you sign up today or by 8 o'clock in the morning, our time, you should be able to get on. I thought it was going to be another couple of weeks. I don't really want to pop out of that at all, but Tri-City Clerk, let me go there quick while we're waiting for them. So Friday, December 13th, which That's really, really weird that they're having 2 in 1 week. So you need to sign up today. And if you go right below this, it'll go the public comment process. Click on the public comment process and it'll tell you how to do it, the number to call. Oh, no worries. Thank you for joining us. But as I said, Chicago has a weird thing. You have to call in 2 days in advance. I will. Yeah, I didn't know that they were going to have 2 this week, so Friday will be a good day. Yep, for Friday, December 13th, you have to sign up today. And then they'll call you tomorrow if you end up getting in. Stop it, Penny. Oh, sorry for whiny McPants. Yeah, this is a weird one. Then they call you tomorrow if you're accepted to speak. So they give you ahead of time and they call you with your codes and your sign-in codes. So that way you know if you're on the agenda or not. I will. Well, Chicago is basically just a PR war against Church of Scientology. So yeah, but I will, Lorelai, I will. They are late, late, late for a very important date. Yes, you call in via phone. It's a Zoom call, and you have to plug in the numbers exactly the way they say. They give you the Zoom ID and your password. It's actually a little bit complicated. And then you have to wait for them to do public comment, and they'll call on you. And you have to do the whole *6 thing to unmute yourself. It's weird. They don't make it easy, that's for sure. They don't want to hear from the public. Yeah, I have mine on my phone.
Good morning, members of the City Council. Please remember to log into your devices. The meeting will begin shortly. Thank you. Good morning, members of the City Council. Please remember to log into your devices. The meeting will begin shortly. Thank you.
I'm going to turn my mic down. So that way you don't hear my phone. Yep, the alderman. That's what they call him there, is the alderman. Yep. Did you guys just hear my phone?
Good morning, council members. The meeting will begin shortly. Please remember to log into your devices. Thank you.
Hey, Scientology up north. Okay, good. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, I turned my volume down, my mic down, so that way you don't get a double dose of what my phone's saying and what they are saying, because they're on about a 10-second delay. Hi, Miriam. So when they start, I'm going to turn my mic down so you don't hear both. Thank you, Miriam. Okay, I'll take a look at it after we're done.
Good morning, members of the City Council. The meeting will begin shortly. Please remember to log into your devices. Thank you.
Good morning, members of the City Council. The meeting will begin shortly. Please remember to log into your devices. Thank you.
Are they yelling, Amy? Or is my volume up too loud? Go lay down, girlfriend. No, go lay down. Girl, you're fine. No, the door is open. The doggy door is open. Go away. Is he in your spot? Will you tell him? Amy, I'm with you. It triggers me. And I hate to use that word because it's so overused sometimes, but it does. It shuts me down too. Okay, Alderman, get your butts going. Let's go, let's go. Everybody put your butts in the seat like they're supposed to be. Yeah, I always associate loud with anger. And I have family members that they talk loud, they are loud, they're demonstrative. Everything is their hands are going 50 miles an hour. And a lot of times I have to just kind of stay away from them. Thank you, Style Audit.
Good morning, members of the City Council.
Hey, MD Media.
We'll begin shortly. Please remember to log in your devices. Thank you.
On the road again?
Good morning, members of the City Council. The meeting will begin shortly. Please remember to log into your devices. Thank you.
I just can't wait to get back on the road again. Do 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 do. I just can't wait to get back on the road again.
Chicago City Council rules of conduct for public meetings, 2023 to 2027, pursuant to the Chicago City Council Rules of Order and Procedure, Rule 49, the Sergeant Act. City of Chicago City Council Rules of Conduct for Public Meetings, 2023 to 2027, pursuant to the Chicago City Council Rules of Order and Procedure, Rule 49, the Sergeant Act. ARM sets forth the following rules of conduct to be followed during the public comment period and the duration of all committee and city council meetings: profane, vulgar, threatening, abusive, or disruptive language is not permitted. Demeaning, discriminatory, or harassing behavior and speech directed towards others is not permitted. Disruptive behavior, including disruptive or disrespectful conduct during others' presentations, is not permitted. Banners, flyers, or signage are not permitted. Backpacks, large bags, and sharp objects are not permitted. Clear bags, not tinted in color, that do not exceed 12 by 12 by 6 inches, will be permitted and are subject to search. All food and beverages, including in metal canisters, are not permitted. Cell phones must be placed on silent prior to entering the meeting room. Individuals must remain seated. Public comment speakers are permitted to stand only when providing public comment. Small handheld devices may be used only while seated, and the user must refrain from interfering with the view or hearing of other individuals. Individuals or groups failing to adhere to these rules will be asked to cease such disruptive conduct, and failure to comply will result in their being subject to removal from the meeting by the Sergeant at Arms.
Hey, Rika. Hey, MD Media. No hand puppets here. Nope. No hand puppets. No swearing. Hey, does it matter? Yeah, I heard somebody say shit one time and they gave him the heck. Hey, Joe. Hi, Traveltology. I'll have to watch your music today, Rika. YRB, good morning. Hi, Susan P. Puppet incognito. Okay, chop chop suey suey. Let's go, peoples. I saw that Traveltology and I have not opened it yet. I'm sorry. Why are you crying, Lorelai? Are you okay? Oh, Enrica's music? I'll definitely have to go back and listen to it. Maybe we can listen to it in between meetings, because I think I'm just going to keep this stream up. No, he is fine for laying in your spot. Good golly, you think these dogs were kids or something? Mom, she's in my spot. Okay, we'll tell them, but hurry up.
Good morning, members of the City Council. The meeting will begin shortly. Please remember to log into your devices. Thank you.
I turned their volume down. Is it too quiet? Go lay down. So I turned my volume down, Lorelai, because she's being a whiny girl. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, good. Oh, so I'll turn him down. I'll adjust the audio. When they come on for good, I'm going to mute my mic though. So you won't hear me talking, you'll just hear them. And little Miss Audit is awake. She just texted me. Wondering if she's going to go in person to Public Works.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy holidays. Your attention, please.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy holidays. Can I have your attention, please? Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please take your seats and silence your listening devices. And above all, please be courteous to your neighbors. The meeting will start momentarily. Thank you. Good morning. The council will come to order. Good morning. The council will come to order. Madam Clerk, please take a quorum roll call.
Is it open? Okay. The quorum is now open. The quorum is now open. Please use your e-device. If you're having trouble, please raise your hand. The quorum is now open. I will now call on those who have not used their e-device. Alderman Hopkins. Alderman Hopkins is present. Alderman Robinson. Robinson is present. Alderman Hall. Hall is present. Alderman Beal. Beal is present. Alderwoman Ramirez. Not present. Alderman Curtis. Curtis is present. Okay. Alderman O'Shea. O'Shea is present. Alderwoman Taylor. Not present. Alderwoman Ramirez. Alderman Ramirez is present. Alderman Burnett. Burnett is present. Alderman Talaferro. Not present. Alderman Wagaspack. Wagaspack is present. Alderwoman Rodriguez Sanchez. Not present. Alderman Mitz. Not present. Alderman Knudsen. Knudsen is present. Alderman Gardner. Gardner is present. Anyone else I missed? Curtis and O'Shea are present. Anyone else I missed? All right. The voting is now closed. 4:44. Oh. Alderman Wagaspack is present as well. Okay. The voting is now closed.
Very well, thank you. There are 46 members present. We do have a quorum. There are 3 alders, Taylor, Mitz, Rodriguez, Sanchez, have requested to participate in today's meeting remotely for reasons stated in Rule 59. Can I get a motion to approve their remote participation? It's been moved. Madam Clerk, could you confirm their presence?
Alderwoman Taylor.
Here.
Alderwoman Taylor is present. Alderwoman Mitz.
Present.
Mitz is present. Alderwoman Rodriguez Sanchez.
Here.
Rodriguez Sanchez is present.
Very well, thank you, Madam Clerk. All 3 members have reported present. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed say nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please mark those alders participating remotely as present on the roll call. Can we please have quiet in the chambers, please? Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please, as a courtesy, please remain standing for the invocation. The invocation will be delivered by Pastor Rick Kaur from the Near West Vineyard Church.
Holy Spirit, come. We ask for your blessing and your grace on today. We thank you for your protection over the city. We speak healing over this city. And in the development of this budget, there's been a lot of hurts. And so we speak healing over every single person here, over the mayor, over the alders, over the clerks, over the staff that will never be seen or heard of that have participated in this time. We speak healing over our minds. Some of you came in with headaches. Some of you came in with migraines. Healing in the authority of Jesus. We speak life. We speak grace. We speak love. We speak healing for the medics, taking care of those bloody in the streets, for the advocates, for the counselors. We speak healing over them in the authority of Jesus. When I think of the problems of the city of Chicago, I think of a tangled, complex knot of a ball. God, you are impossible when it comes to impossibilities. You're impossible to understand, but you can bring what's possible here. And what I see as this ball is unraveling, I see it as one unified piece. And one piece doesn't need to choke the other piece out. And so we speak life, we speak grace. We're united as Chicagoans here to make this city a city that functions, a city of love, a city of grace. And so we put aside our supersaturated egos. We put aside our personal ambition. And we do that for the sake of making this city just, right, loving, and true. Wisdom of God, come upon us because we need you. We cry for you. We cry for this budget to be something that assists and helps every citizen of Chicago, every visitor that comes here. We speak life and we speak grace. We speak mercy. We pray for what's impossibly good. And some of you hear that, and your jadedness and your cynicism clouds over that. May that not affect your wisdom in bringing forth a good future for the city. May we come around a common ground, a common purpose, in a communal way for a better city and a better place to live. We believe that the best has yet to come for the city of Chicago, and we speak that blessing over the city in the authority of Jesus. Amen.
Man, you may be seated. This is the portion of the meeting. This is the portion of the meeting for public comments, Mr. Clerk.
The council will now begin the public comment period, which is limited to a maximum of 30 minutes. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Speakers cannot yield or transfer their time to another speaker. Any written comments that have been submitted will be posted and made available for automatic review. Our first speaker this morning is Mona M.
Good morning, council members. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, council members, aldermen, for allowing me to speak. Information is imperative to making appropriate decisions in government. I would like to remind you that it is my responsibility to bring to you relevant information, but your job to use it as a governmental body to use the information to make sound judgments pertaining to the residents of Chicago. I am not here to demonstrate against a religion, but against the abuses happening behind the cloak of it. Scientology is an abusive religion that will go to great lengths to remove those that get in their way. One such person is a streamer called Nancy Drew. Look it up. It's called Boobgate. The funder of the Chicago org has the state's attorney's ear to continue a claim that a person allegedly hit a staff member with her breast. The funding and the time of the city's precious funds is being wasted to appease a cult. I implore that you drop this frivolous case. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker this morning is Ellen Spilla.
Hi there, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome.
Oh, fabulous, thank you, thank you. I appreciate this opportunity to speak in this forum. I'm Ellen Sedela. I'm a sewing teacher in Sugar Grove, Illinois. That's about 45 miles out from the city, but I regularly enjoy coming into the city of Chicago. I am here speaking on behalf of my entire kids' sewing school. I run a sewing school, and I am asking that you pass the ordinance to ban fur in Chicago. As a sewing teacher, I teach all of my young students about fabrics and textiles. I share with my students the horrible reality that is fur. The youth of today want absolutely nothing to do with wearing an animal's fur. The use of animal fur is cruel and most outdated. With the advances in technology, textiles, we have achieved today, using animal fur for warmth is just not needed. It is a huge waste of resources and lives and is extremely uncompassionate. We have evolved with technology. Let us please evolve as a city with compassion and lead the world to show that our children, there is no place in our city of Chicago for this cruel fabric which represents such pain. I urge the city of Chicago to please pass the ordinance to rid Chicago of this cruel product. I thank you so much for this opportunity to share my thoughts.
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker this morning is Zoe Lee.
State your name. I, Brandon Johnson. You solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Illinois. And the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
For nearly 2 years, the city of Chicago has refused to resolve a case that blatantly violates the 5th and 14th Amendment. Instead, they have continued to commit federal law violations and support fraudulent documents filed by City of Chicago Attorney Bradley Wilson. Ironically, the city is prioritizing settling cases against the police, even in instances where individuals shot at officers first, while disregarding clear constitutional and legal breaches in this matter. Democrats love to accuse Trump and Republicans of corruption and constitutional violations. Yet, under their leadership in Chicago, black families like mine face the same abuses, constitutional rights ignored, fraudulent actions covered up, and public corruption left unchecked. Mayor Brandon Johnson, you took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Or when you took an oath, was only intended to fight for the 10th and 14th Amendments regarding illegal aliens? You're paying for votes to pass the budget. Everything about this body and administration is unconstitutional. I keep coming here. You know I've been coming here for 2 years. I don't have to tell you about my case anymore because you know about my case. Mary Richardson Laurie, you know about my case too. And you also took an oath. All of y'all took an oath. Y'all are straight violating the U.S. Constitution. But y'all sit and talk about how Trump is so unconstitutional and how he's going to overturn the government and he's going to do all this. But I've been coming here for 2 years. This is the Democratic Party. This ain't Trump. This ain't Matt Gaetz. We come from the federal level to the state level, to Governor Pritzker, to Kwame Raoul that we cannot find, who's the Attorney General, to you guys fighting for some illegal aliens who haven't put a dime in this country when my mother has a building that the city of Chicago Buildings Department demolished because this disgrace, the alderman over there, 17th Ward David Moore, didn't do his duty as an alderman. This falls on you. It falls on you. You're the mayor this time. What was the purpose of you raising your right hand? What was the purpose of that? That's crazy. You are in violation of the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, the law of the land, the supreme law of the land. That's crazy.
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker is Jessica Jackson.
Now, before you get offended and try to stop me from saying what I'm going to say, you're a biblical person, so you say, just like I am. The Bible speaks of stupidity. The Bible says that the children of Israel were a stupid, stubborn, stiff-necked people. That was the reason why they couldn't get out the wilderness. The stupidity of this administration, the stupidity of this administration to think that we don't know any better than to know that you all are going to pass that budget with all those tax increases. The stupidity to think that we don't know that you all could have corrected this stuff a long time ago. The stupidity to think that you all could come with this type of cut, this type of recommendation, and not come with the true accounting of how much money was spent on these illegals. You all have yet to be transparent with that. That's the biggest financial downfall of the city. Yet, there has not been any type of audit, any type of financial accounting for illegal immigration. It is stupidity of this administration to think that we did not know the other day at the budget meeting when they had the law department here, that key members of the law department that sit in here every day, like that Levine, like that other one with the glasses, to think, Mary Richardson, Lori, that you really could make us try to think that the city and the county are so different, so separate, that they don't intertwine with one another, especially when it comes to public corruption. For you to insult people like that. For you all to think that we believe that you did an 800 survey of voters that made you all step back and look at what you were voting on when we stood at this mic. And I told you that if you voted wrong for money, we was coming for them seats. That's where it came from. Not from no fake 800 people. So now we're going to continue with what we started. Make you famous Friday. Until you all get it through your thick heads that we're not playing. Afro Elite pulled the name yesterday for Michelle Harris. And she can sit there and rock like she don't hear it. But everybody knows when you hear your name, it triggers something inside of you. Tune in, 6 o'clock on Zoe Lee. Leigh, YouTube. We're going to make you famous, Alderwoman Michelle Harris.
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker is Osiris King.
Go Red, Chicago Red. Good morning, Mayor Brandon Johnson. This is my first time seeing you in person. It's really cool and just not seeing it through the news. My name is Osiris. I'm a young 26-year-old man here in Chicago. And I remember when my elementary school in the area that I live in, the Wadsworth Elementary School, was turned into a migrant shelter. And I remember how Democrats talked to us like we were stupid. You need help. The immigrants need help. Y'all gotta work together. They live in poverty. This is something that you have to accept. And they talked to us like we were 5 years old. But y'all want to talk about Republicans belittling black people and talking to them like they're stupid? I felt like I was 3 years old, like, okay, like I don't know where Venezuela is on a map. Half of the people who support these migrants probably couldn't point to Venezuela on a map, but a lot of folks are probably wondering, what is this young black kid or young black man doing wearing this hard hat in City Hall today? Well, let me tell you, growing up, my favorite show was Bob the Builder. He wore a very funny yellow hat. This hat is a symbol of Bob the Builder building the wall, building it tall around America, around Chicago. We don't want illegals in our community. We don't want migrants terrorizing our own people. And to have y'all sit up here and say, we have to accept $70 million being given to them when you got black people who are already struggling and need help, it is a disgrace. It is a disgrace. And this election of Donald Trump represents something that is just more than him winning. This is the end of vote blue no matter who. This is the end of they black, you gotta vote for them. This is the end of Democrats saying lesser than two evils. They did that with Hillary. They did that with Biden. They did that with Kamala. It didn't work this time. People are sick and tired because nowadays you got to get your hands dirty. You got to come down and talk to the people. You got to give a little to get a little. Black people are not falling for the okie doke. A long time ago, y'all would say, black people jump. We say how high. They say stoop down. We say how low. They say go vote Democrat. We would run faster than you saying vote to get to the ballot box. But this is the end. And must I also say, people talk about Mayor Brandon Johnson, but he is just a microcosm of the problem in the Democrat Party. I want to talk to Democrats on a national stage. You got in New York City, Black Lives Matter being very upset, and that's fine, but also be very upset about what's going on in Chicago with these black people being terrorized by the migrants, the illegal immigrants, and no one can say anything about it. It's not fair. So at the end of the day, with the time I got left, I want people to think about who really has the power. Democrats think they have the power. Obama, who was an abomination to this entire nation, thinks he got the power. Hillary Clinton and Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi think they got the power. They think they can bully us and we got to stand silent. But people in America everywhere know that we got the power and we suck down.
Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker is More Real News. Our next speaker is More Real News.
Y'all like my blue shoes? They hurt. But that's all you Democrats been giving is pain. I came down here a little bit the same time as Zoe, Miss Jackson. I've been homeless. My child and I have been on the streets. We actually slept in the car on Thanksgiving because some bogus stuff with some Democrats wouldn't get us in the apartment when the landlord signed the lease on the 22nd. But exactly, they can get the illegals in. You can get them in, you can get them in, Brandon, can you? You can give everything to them, even though I gave you information on how the shelters treat our people, etc. But y'all can build these nice shelters and put them in these nice hotels, you know. But you know, I got a little stability now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be speaking a little different and a little better. I ain't gonna cuss you out like they told me not to. I ain't gonna get you. I ain't gonna get you. Cause I'm not fake here. It's just that I'm a real man and a real father. So I feel the difference hurt than maybe you do. And that makeup ain't for him. Don't crack jokes on him. That's for his wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm natural. My wife is natural. We will. I ain't faking. I ain't faking and saying, excuse me, I'm not faking and saying who I am. I tell them all the time I'm a Moorish American. Whether who like it or not, I stand on that. I ain't faking like Miss Clay, Islam, and more and things like that. You ain't even got a bay on your name. Stop faking. I ain't faking like Jeanette Taylor, claiming, oh, we for the people, and then vote something different against the people. And I'm running for alderman in that ward, in 20th ward. And I'm standing on that 20 of a love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So the streets know what I'm talking about. I'm running for that ward. A real man, a real person for the community, a real person that y'all know came for nothing. I've been down here, came for nothing, from the ground floor. Even when we was homeless, I still dressed nice and represented as a man, and as a father, and as a leader. And also prophesied things down here. And the well is my comrade. We prophesied go red. We prophesied we gonna get Trump up in here. That red look nice on you, Miss Coleman. You always look like a stripper, but anyway,
Okay.
we gonna get you.
Okay, that's just shut his mic off. Your time is up, sir.
Excuse me.
You will not insult people on this floor. Your time is up.
Excuse me.
Back, please.
Speakers are reminded that people of all ages are listening to public comments, and we ask that you please refrain from personal attacks and using profanity. Thank you very much.
If you continue to have an outburst, I would ask you to be removed Now we've taken your time. If you can, please continue.
Our next speaker is Moises Moreno.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Moises Moreno. I'm an organizer with the Alliance of the Southeast. I'm here to urge the City Council to slow down and defer Decide Quantum development. I'm asking that we slow down and defer until there is an environmental review completed, until there is a remediation plan in place, until there is a clear and specific community benefits prioritized by the community. As far as petitions, we submitted a petition to the zoning committee, over 142 signatures asking them to slow down the process for community benefits. We now have 356 signatures. In the petitions, the named community benefits include protecting the environment and our health, guaranteeing jobs and education pipelines for local residents, including 10th Ward and 7th Ward residents. We want paid internships for high school students. We want pathways to careers for local residents and job training. And development without displacement, like offering tax relief for homeowners and longtime residents. Why does this apply to the whole site? This is one of the questions that's been asked. The community meetings that have been held by the city only focus on the 125 acres, not the entire site. So this is going to bring a lot of changes. And this development won't even allow for housing. Related Midwest plans on building outside of the community, basically, not in the community. So there ain't going to be no affordable housing for the folks that are going to be near this development. That ain't right. And this also allows for heavy industries to bring more pollution to an environmental justice community, like warehouses and recycling facilities and General Iron and all these coke and coal materials that are out there. We need to get this addressed before anything gets done. When we're talking about investments, we're paying for this, by the way. Okay, taxpayers, we're paying for this at the city level, at the state level, and at the federal level. So Midwest Related, they're going to get their tax break. Okay, now if Related Midwest, my apologies, if they can get $10 million for a park downtown, they can invest in the local community in the southeast side. So what I'm basically asking is to slow down and defer Decide Quantum until we can address these issues. We want to make sure this gets done right. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker this morning is Dave Lotich.
Hello, my name is Dave Lotich. I live in the 7th Ward, about at 79th and South Shore. All my friends and neighbors around me, I know a lot of them really, and pretty much all of them had grandparents that came here from Mississippi or Alabama and from Mexico. And here's the thing, they all came here to work. That was the culture that united South Chicago. And that was the culture that purchased the homes and paid for new cars out front. And that was the culture that they passed down to the children and the grandchildren. And, you know, if those people, those grandparents were here today, they might say, work defines us. It shaped our lives. It filled our hours. It gave meaning to what we did and who we are. Some of us were professionals. Some of us were lawyers, engineers. Others just use a job as an opportunity to do our most important work, which was to provide for the family, build the community. And so if those same people were here today, they might say, what happened? You know, what happened? We have lost all the industries. They literally took the factory machines and unbolted them and shipped them to China. And now the people are working in retail stores, and the pay is so low that they have to get, you know, link cards and so forth to eat So now we have the resurrection of an industry that is, I'm going to say, a godly industry, if you will. I'm not usually one that speaks in those terms, but it's a business that serves the people that work there. It's a business that serves the customers. It's a business that will serve the taxing authorities. I mean, it's a business that will enable all kinds of ancillary, cultural benefits. And the fellows, I did meet the fellow that spoke before me last night, actually for the first time. I mean, there are a few of these paid, activists around that are trying to drum up sentiment for a so-called community benefits agreement. But that's more link cards, really. If you get down to it, it's just not what we want. Anyway, I'm at the end of my, I'm older now. I've had a good life, and I still work every day in the world. Anyway,
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker is Sonia Katan.
Hi, everyone here. There has been, I'm going to be very honest, I'm feeling very scared, to be perfectly honest. There's been a lot of xenophobia that has been spoken in this room today, and I understand that there is a lot of anger, and that anger is being directed in the wrong place. I came to the United States when I was 7 years old. My documentation status does not need to be revealed.
Please continue to speak.
There are many immigrants in this room, and I want to say that you are safe. We are a city that has been a sanctuary city and will remain a sanctuary city. Instead of directing our anger towards...
Stop the time, please. You're fine. Please hold your applause for the end of their presentation. It is difficult for the public to hear the presenter if they're shouting. So hold your response until the end. If you cannot do that, we'll be forced to ask that you leave the chamber. Okay, you may begin again.
Thank you. There is a lot of anger in this room, and that is understandable. I am tired of paying ridiculous amounts to be able to get my groceries. I'm tired of how high rent is. There is so much anger that exists in the people of the city of Chicago, and all of that anger is valid. You have every right to be angry because it feels too expensive to survive, but we are putting that anger in the wrong place. We are spending $170 million in this budget cycle for vacant officer positions that the city has failed to fill for the last 6 years. $170 million. The City Department of Public Health has seen the largest decrease. It is the $170 million that we are putting towards completely vacant positions is 4 times higher than the entire budget for the Chicago Department of Public Health. My health matters more than this city is currently investing in. For the last 6 years, the CPD has had this vacancy fund, and every year, even with the largest recruitment budget CPD has ever seen, the CPD has struggled to grow the force. And in fact, sometimes recently reported that it is shrunk by an average of 320 officers. That money is just sitting around, and we have no way of knowing where that money is going. So Please vote for it is absolutely not. Thank you very much. We are asking to vote for the budget amendment so that that money can be funneled into programs that we know work, into treatment and not furthering trauma. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker this morning is Arturo Carrillo.
Again, there will be order restored in this chamber. That is your last warning. If you shout out again, I will ask that the sergeant at arms remove you.
Good morning, City Council. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
My name is Dr. Arturo Carrillo. I'm the Director for Health and Violence Prevention at Brighton Park Neighborhood Council and a co-lead for the Collaborative for Community Wellness. Over the last 18 months, we have seen an expansion of real public safety interventions across the city. This past summer, the Peace Book had over 900 young people apply for 100 violence prevention and intervention jobs through the Peace Book pilot. With My Shine, My Future funding, we have developed the leadership of young people throughout the city by creating safe spaces for young people to thrive in our communities, as they have done so in Brighton Park. The My Shine, My Future program is facing severe cuts in this proposed budget. The Collaborative for Community Wellness has worked hard to get the right response to address the mental health and social needs of Chicagoans through the Treatment Not Trauma campaign. The Public Health Department has reopened 2 public mental health centers and has been working hard to expand non-police crisis response. Unfortunately, this new budget being voted on is cutting the Chicago Public Health Department by an additional $9 million to the already $140 million in cuts that the health department is facing. Our coalition is unwilling to sacrifice the needs of communities to give the Chicago Police Department money that they cannot spend. No other department would be allowed to have vacancies to that degree every year for the last 6 years. If, say, the law department had over 1,000 vacancies year after year for the last 6 years, did not have accounting to where those vacancy dollars went, it would be logical to take those vacancy dollars and push them to somewhere else where they can be used. We are asking the City Council to do the logical thing, shift these funds where they can be immediately used for public safety and public health. We know what our communities need and how to fund it. That is why we are asking the City Council to support the Public Health and Safety Budget Amendment and incorporate these critical changes into the proposed budget. We currently have more than $170 million of police vacancies within the city budget. That's more than 2.5 times the entire corporate funding going to the Department of Public Health. No other department has vacancies to that degree. The Public Health and Safety Budget Amendment is pushing to do the fiscally responsible thing and right-size the Chicago Police Department vacancy budget from $170 million to $20 million. Take the other $150 million to fill the budget gap. Protect funding for Chicago Department of Public Health, which in the most recent budget amendment has suffered further cuts. Invest directly in youth violence prevention by expanding Peace Book and fully funding My Shine, My Future initiatives. Maintain the Chicago Empowerment Fund and continue the vital work of Guaranteed Income Program. The answer is in front of us. We just need to be willing to do it. It makes no sense to continue to give an outrageous amount of funds to vacancies when we know they are not going to be filled. Do the right thing. Pass the budget amendment that is being introduced today. Pass the Public Health and Safety Budget Amendment today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Your Honor, there are no further speakers who have timely signed up for the public comment.
Very well, this concludes the public comment period for resolutions. First, we have one alderman who has requested to make an acknowledgement, and we will give that alderman the opportunity to do that. Look, before we move forward, I'm going to acknowledge Alderman Conway in a second here. Though we have no resolutions, there's an acknowledgement that he would like to make.
Sorry, guys, I was on mute. I was saying some really, really, really profound things, too. Dang, you just missed all the good things coming out of my brain. Well, that was interesting, and I'm glad that I got to speak first, and totally got muted by the passion in the room, but that's okay. Um, let's get a couple of people in there Friday. Amy, you said you signed up. Cool, cool beans. Let's get a few people. If you can be there in person, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But if not, call in today to get a spot possibly on the agenda for Friday. As I said, I'm kind of shocked that they have one for Friday, but let's go, you guys. We need to get the public relations, the PR going in the Chicago area. We need to help them lose their foothold. So I know Audit was on her way. She was on the train just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to put me tea back on. Hello. Oh, you're out of the house Friday. Okay, Traveltology. As you can see, well, they have a time limit on how many people can speak, but you get 3 minutes. And 3 minutes, I know I didn't take up my whole time because I just wanted to get to the point today. But 3 minutes is a long time. Hey, Agus, thank you. Hello, Traveltology. You said you were going to be out of the house Friday. I saw it. Are you not hearing me? Or are you saying hello? Because poink, here I am on the screen. Yeah, all they need to do is Google Nancy Drew Boobgate and they're going to come across. I don't know how many of them are going to, but I think there's 50 or so aldermen. So they're not all sitting there. They're all up in a different room. I think they're in a room above them. Hey, Alexandra Lug. What? I know, right, Amy? Thanks, Traveltology. So, yeah, the aldermen, there's quite a few of them. I think they're off in a separate room to where you don't see them sitting around there. I think it's just the president or whoever has the chair, vice chair positions, and then the executive people that sit around that little area right there. So there are a lot of people that we're getting to, not just those that are sitting there. To where like in LA, they have that horseshoe and they have the different districts and representatives around that horseshoe, and I think that's everybody there. But here, as I said, I think there's 50 some aldermen is what they call them, council people. So it's a good opportunity to get that information out there. Is Audit stuck on the train? Oh no. They're trying to set up reasonable doubt defense for their guard. I'll have to watch that one. Whose YouTube is she looking at? Oh, yeah. Audit, if you're listening, yep, I understand that. Thanks for sending that to me. You know, I don't know what's on the agenda for Friday. I don't really care what's on the agenda because I'm speaking for public comment for off agenda items. I guess I could look to see if there's anything on the agenda that is pertinent. Let me look, let me see. I sometimes look at the agenda, sometimes don't. So here's the agenda for Friday. And the agenda will be at 10 a.m. Central Time at City Hall. Call to order, roll call, same as that, Pledge Allegiance. They have their invocation. And then they do public comment. So then they have an agreed calendar, any presentations, and let me kick myself right out. It doesn't have, they just have the general. They don't have what's on the agenda. So Department of Law, Department of Finance, Committee on Housing and Real Estate, License and Consumer Protection. I know I'm going fast, you guys. So I really, to be real honest, I'm not really concerned about the agenda items because I'm speaking on general comment, which is off topic. Yes, the one that assaulted Danny. Amy, I do believe it was a Cody Hero Cody Hero Light Cody video that audit was just referring to. So let's see, Public Works. What is on the agenda for Public Works today? Board of Public Works. Meetings. Why do I always grab the wrong one? Blah, 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 blah. Meet the commissioners. It's going to take me to today, the BPW regular meeting. Here's the Board of Public Works. And I'm not going to jump on Zoom yet because it's only 20 after. Approval of the minutes from Monday, December 2nd. We know that's just bogus. The first item is revised task for solicitation. Revise the task order. Civil engineering services. Carollo Engineers. That's quite a budget increase from 300,000 to 2.7 million. Oh. Item number 3, closed session pursuant to government code to consider appointment joint reports. How are they going to have a closed session in the middle of the thing? Project labor, Los Angeles Convention Center expansion. Hello Lamppost Limited. Alrighty then. That's a waste of money. Walk Pico, a catalyst for community vitality. Reject all bids for the project. That's kind of amazing. Oral reports for trust fund. So nothing that I really want to comment on except for the regular one. Here is the copy link. Really, YRB? Did you read the whole thing? You are just like, you're the best at these darn meetings. Wow, the Sea Org members just came across on LRH Way. You're going to do the minutes again? So maybe I need to discuss that topic then. Let's slam them. Matt, do any of them look really young? And Matt, I didn't get an email with login stuff, so that way I can help you with that. I don't know if you just forgot or if it went into La La Land. Yeah, I definitely will, YRB. Let me go back and look at that to see. For the trust fund was 8. The trust fund is 8. That is a huge budget increase. So that was item number 2. And I really want to look at the packet. That means that it's a huge freaking packet when it takes this long to download. Oi, 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 ussie, ussie, oi, oi. Yeah, I agree, YRB. Yeah, that we're thinking along the same lines today, because that's exactly what I was thinking of for the public comment. That's no worries, Matt. I just didn't want to have had it go into La La Land and I didn't see it or didn't find it. Just trying to make sure that it wasn't me. No worries, no rush, no hurry. Okay, it's still not downloaded. You read that whole damn thing of IRB? Holy crap. Come on. Maybe my internet's just damn slow today. Here we go. Okay, here comes the packet. And I am just more interested in number 2 than I am number 1. We make it go zoom zoom. Okay, this is still Pasoma's. Oh. Okay. Oh gosh. Spam text. I thought it was audit again. It is not. If I do this, it goes too fast. Freaking thing. Okay, I give up. I don't really care. It's about right? That's true. I've yeah, I'm having an issue with my yeah, it's only 292 pages. Roll my eyes. At least it wasn't the 3,000 that you did the other day. I can't get my freaking how about using the down button? Okay. So they gave him a $300 start order not to exceed $300,000 just to get it up and running. On a sole source. What the hell? And it went from 300,000 to 2. There's no indication of oh my gosh. That would be really, really nice to get a it doesn't matter. It's a sole source that they said, okay, we need to get this up and running because the grant money or whatever money is going to run out. So here, not to exceed $300,000 so that way we can get at least on the books. And then they come in with the true cost and it's $2.4 million more just to get it running. No nepotism there. No favoritism there. Wow. I'd put an audit on it just for that. Hey, Adrian. Wow. That's just suspect, just right there. It wasn't even a bid, it was a sole source. And my damn computer. Wow. That was Carollo Engineers. Number 2. That's item number 2. Unreal. Yeah, item 2. The sole source was implementation of the wastewater system for $300,000. And it looking at the packet, it kind of sounds like they had to hurry up and get the project going and rolling, or they were going to lose the funding for whatever grant or wherever the money's coming from. And so they did a sole source for the $300,000, and now the true cost is coming through for $2.7 million. I mean, I understand. I understand that being in government before. I know that shit happens, but it certainly looks bad. The perspective it doesn't look very good. A sole source means they didn't put it out for bid. Means they have somebody that they just said, "Oh, here you go." Yeah, I think it shows it in the packet if you download the packet, but the packet's like 300 pages. But it's not that far in. It's just questionable. But the last couple of meetings, they've been voting on all of those companies that were pre-qualified. And I don't know that pre-qualified means that you can sole source. I don't know that this company was on the pre-qualification list, but sole source means there's no bids. So basically you can get charged whatever. Sometimes it's because there aren't more than one company that can do the job, so they just sole source it. But this sounds like it was time dependent. Like they had to snooze or lose or snooze. Use or lose. I'll get it right. Yep. They didn't put it out for competitive bid. Very interesting. Oh, I'm sure there are. Yeah, I'm sure money in favors were exchanged for this. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Especially not for saying, "Oh, we got to get this up and running. Here, we'll put a not to exceed 300,000." Oh, oop, just kidding. JK, 2.7 million. JK, JK. Trying to get the computer set up here. Open link. Put it on the Zoom. We'll raise my hand. And there, we are all set. So you're saying just the design or the, yeah, money was on a timer. but that doesn't mean it goes sole source. And really, no matter what we say, they're going to approve it anyways. They never say no. I got Snorri McSnorpants sitting here having a dream, so sorry. Does it matter? Did Rib Dog get the all okay with the new x-rays? Ah, okay. I knew I was in the right time frame. Well, fingers crossed for good x-rays tomorrow morning. Yep, I'm ready too, Miriam. Merjum. I always laugh when he goes, Merjum.
Check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Yeah, truly ironic, isn't it, Traveltology?
Where? This one.
Right, Mandy. I know, me too. Ooh, do we see a briefcase? Yeah, they do have bigger fish to fry. But still. I wonder if we're getting TJ or TJ Hooker today. Is it live yet? Oh, goodness sake. Amy, what was your twin sister's name? Okay, Amy, thank you. I'm sorry. Ooh, we get spicy mergem today.
Audio test 1, 2, 3. Good morning to our attendees who are joining us here in the Board of Public Works hearing room. And good morning as well to our attendees joining us on the virtual platform. If there's any members of the public here in the hearing room who wish to offer commentary on any of our items this morning, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room. Indicate which item you'd like to speak on and hand it to me. I'll record your information for the record and call upon you when we get to your item. And good morning to our folks on the Zoom platform who are joining us. And I see a number of hands raised. I'm going to go through the hands and ask you which item you would like to speak on. If you would identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on, I'll record your information and we'll call upon you when we get to your item. And we'll start with Amy's iPhone.
Just the public comment today.
Thank you, Amy. Sir. And we'll move next to Merjam. Merjam.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Just a public comment today.
Thank you, Merjam. I'm going to go ahead and lower your hand. Mona M. Good morning, Mona M.
Good morning, Mr. Knight. Public comment in item number 2, please.
Gotcha. Thank you, Merjam. I'm going to go ahead and put it back on mute. Yvonne.
Hi there. Good morning. I'd like to speak on number 1, 2, 5, and 8, and also general public comment.
Thank you, Yvonne. I have you done for public comment 1, 2, 5, and 8. That will likely be heard by our presiding officer's multiple agenda item comment, and we'll call upon you at that time. Thank you, Yvonne.
Okay.
So I have Amy, Merjam, Mona M, and Yvonne, and I have one speaker card in the room, Tommy Favi. And are there any other commenters from the public who wish to offer commentary at this time? And I don't see any additional hands raised. The time's 9:50. I'll make one additional call out for members of the public who wish to offer commentary in about 8 or 9 minutes, and we should get started with the Board of Public Works meeting in approximately 10 minutes. Thank you.
I don't see audit there yet. It's not me snoring, you guys. She was on her way earlier. She was on the train when she texted me, and she should be rolling in there anytime. I just looked to see if she was live, and I didn't see her live. I see MD Media. MD Media, are you going? Yep, MD Media will be there. He's just getting redressed after going through the special let's wind you down. We're not running for Matt. Audit is not live yet, so she's not there yet. I am shocked. Yeah, I just looked and saw him redressing after going through the x-ray machine. Yep, you're right, Amy. And audit should be there anytime. But you know what? It's unusual that she's not early, so. Aw, thanks, Haggis. We like listening to you too. I'm gonna make sure that she's okay. Don't see ya. Of course, that means she has to stop and take 2 seconds to answer my text, but hey, Snorri McSnorbutt, stop. Matt should be coming up in the elevator any second. It's always so, oh, audit is live, so she must be there. Okay, she made it off the train, she's there, she just went live, yeah. Excuse me. I absolutely love how we all support each other. And how we all give Matt directions whenever he's going anywhere. And Audit's the same way, actually. She'll go, now which way do I go? How do I get to the subway? I just giggle at her. I'm like, you've been there 1,000 times. You gotta know where the subway is. And it does just crack me up because I get lost in a round room. I am so disoriented in travel. Oh, nice. I'm glad you're off today. This is true teamwork. It really is. That's funny. Really enjoy your day off. Okay, what did you just say, Audit?
Whatever.
We'll see her popping in anytime. And if Matt's filling out a card, he should be there too. That would be way cool, Joe. I like computer games too, Mandy. Oh, that's not too bad, Joe. You're gonna make me look at what quit is, though. Yep. I learned so much from you guys.
Good morning once again to our attendees who are joining us here in the Board of Public Works hearing room. And good morning as well to our attendees who are joining us via the Zoom platform. And thank you. We do have a number of folks who've already provided their speaker cards here in the hearing room. Thank you so much. And we have a number of attendees from the public who have attended, who have raised their hand and provided their information via Zoom as well. If there are, excuse me, if there are any additional members of the public who wish to offer commentary on any of our items this morning, who have not already filled out a speaker card located in the back of the room and indicated which item they'd like to speak on and hand it to me, please do so at this time. Excuse me. And if there are any members of the public who are joining us via the Zoom virtual platform who have not already done so, please raise your hand at this time, identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on. I'll record your information and we'll call upon you when we get to your item. And seeing no hands raised and no additional speaker cards, we should get started in the next 3 minutes. Thank you.
Yep, I see Matt too. Matt and audit. He is definitely putting in the time and effort. I'm going to try and help him with his Faces of Scientology channel. When he gets me that information, I'll be able to help him. That's a shame that he's getting so many copyright strikes. I don't know a lot about it, but I will do what I can.
Recording in progress.
And good morning, President Carson. We are now in record mode. It's 10:01 a.m. We're in record mode.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Public Works meeting for Wednesday, December 11th. Mr. Knight, if you could take roll call and establish a quorum for us, please.
Yes, very well, President Carson. Good morning, President Carson, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, Commissioner Kang, and Commissioner Mitchell are present. We do have a quorum. We're also joined this morning by City Attorney Representative Virginia Choi. I am Acting Executive Officer TJ Knight. President Carson, we have speaker cards under public comment and all items. And we have no neighborhood council commentary. And we have speaker cards both in the room and on Zoom.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Knight. Before we get to public comment, commissioners, I'd like to make a motion. So we would vote on this twice to put items number 5, 6, and 7 on consent.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. There's a first for myself and a second from Vice President Chavez to put items 5, 6, and 7 on consent.
Very well. We will take a roll call vote for the President Carson's motion, seconded by VP Chavez, to place items 5, 6, and 7 on consent. Starting with you, President Carson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Kang.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes, and that motion is approved.
Thank you. And then we'll take that up once we complete public comment. With that, we'll proceed to general public comment. General public comment is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items, and they will be provided up to 1 minute per person for a cumulative of 10 minutes for general public comment. Testimony shall be limited in content to matters which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. The board may not take any action on matters discussed during the public comment period. And we have on hand with us our city attorney, Virginia Choi, who will ensure that you are remaining on topic. I have only one card in the room for just general public comment, and that is MD. And then we'll proceed to who has raised their hands in the virtual platform. MD?
Please approach the podium. You now have 60 seconds to offer your public comment.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to talk about the planters specifically on LRH Way. I'm there constantly every day documenting elderly people. This is my main concern. I'm more concerned about these elderly than Scientologists are. They're getting dropped off right by the door. And there's these planters with no more than 2-foot spaces in between each planter. It's hard for them to get out, open their door, and have to get out and get around those planters. It's very disturbing, and something's going to happen one day where someone's going to trip, fall. It's taking these elderly people 10 more extra minutes to get out because they've got to maneuver around these planters. Another one across the street on Fountain and Sunset, Fountain and LRH Way. There's no ADA compliant access to the stairs going up into one of the buildings on Fountain. I've watched over and over numerous times elderly people go across the way with their walkers, and the security guard just stands there, does not help them one bit, does not get behind them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. Let's proceed to any hands raised just for general public comment on the virtual platform.
Very well, we'll start. And we do, just for the record, President Carson, we do have an additional hands raised. I'll go ahead and start with the folks who have already identified themselves as wishing to offer public comment, starting with Amy's iPhone. Amy?
Yes, I'm going to continue on what MD had said. He had said that he is concerned with the planters as I am. I don't know why they haven't been removed. You haven't done anything with the city telling you to remove them. You told them to remove them. They haven't removed them. You've done nothing about it. The Scientology have something called Office of Special Affairs, which is OSA. We use OSA as the acronym. So obviously, you're dealing with a mob, also known as La Osa Nostra. You have a mafia arm that is running you around, and you're not listening to or doing the orders that your own city has told you to go and have them removed. I just don't understand why you're not removing them unless La Osa Nostra is telling you what to do. Bye.
Thank you, Amy. We'll move next to Merjo. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Morning. In my minute, I'd like to outline a dream agenda because clearly action is not your strong suit. Point 1. The illegal planters on LRH Way and Fountain Place by Scientology will be removed immediately. They've had plenty of time, so the plan is simple. Remove before the holidays and build a full cost to Scientology. Point 2. Revoke Scientology's existing and upcoming event permits due to gross violations of public safety. Block fire exit, ADA non-compliance, and other flagrant safety violations. Point 3. The entire Public Works Committee will resign and issue a heartfelt apology for wasting everyone's time by failing to act sooner. Thank you for your service. Here's hoping Santa will deliver some accountability for you this year. And my name is Miriam. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. We'll move next to Mona M. Mona M.
Hello, I'm here. Thank you, TJ. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, board. Let's look at what's behind these planters. I'm going to keep coming here until those planters are gone. And the reason is, what others have said, is that it is a tug of war. It is a power struggle. The Church of Scientology is using this as a distraction, so that way nobody else sees what's going on behind those closed doors and the blue walls. There is child abuse, elder abuse, and family destruction going on behind those walls. That's the truth behind those walls. Please do something about the planters, which will in turn give a message to them to stop abusing children. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you, Mona M. We do have an additional hand raised on Zoom. If you like, President Carson, I can request that the user identify themselves and ask if they would like to offer public comment.
Yes.
Barbara Brody. Barbara Brody, I see your hand raised. Would you like to offer public comment or commentary on any of our agendized items this morning? We cannot hear you. I don't know if you're providing audio input, Barbara, but we cannot hear you. Please make sure that the device you're using is not on mute. I have you unmuted. I just cannot see.
I think I'm on unmute.
Yes, we can hear you now.
You can. Great. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Barbara Brody. Good morning. A question or a suggestion. I'm wondering whether Public Works could work with the Department of Transportation to train and empower their what used to be referred to as meter maids to be eyeballs on the street for the city in identifying those quality of life issues that relate to street services and trees, for example. We don't have enough city employees to proactively observe problems on the street and report them, and our citizens unfortunately don't understand that that's one of their jobs. So we have regular employees who are out on the street every day. And even if they are in short numbers as compared to what they need, it would be great to develop some kind of a pilot program that trains them to be able to report certain types of issues that, if addressed sooner, would probably cost less to repair than later. So that would be one question or one suggestion. The second one has to do with agendizing items. When there are oral reports for this board, they're listed as oral reports, and when noted in the journal, they're just noted that they were given, and there is no way for us in the public.
Thank you, Barbara. I've gone ahead and put you on mute. Just a point of emphasis that I would like to make, that as the facilitator for the meeting, or if one of my colleagues is facilitating, at the beginning of the meeting at approximately 9:55, I call out for folks who are attending who wish to offer commentary on our items. And for those of you who are joining late, you may not know this protocol, but I do ask if you would like to make public comment as well as comment on our items. So then when folks join late and they raise their hand and they just start into their public comment, I've not captured whether they want to offer commentary, general public comment, or commentary on any of our items. Just a point of note that there's a distinction there. And rather than go into your public comment, it's helpful for me and my colleagues as meeting facilitators if you identify which items you'd like to comment. Thank you. That concludes general public comment, President Corson. We do have a multiple agenda item comment, including public comment on Zoom. And we also have a multiple agenda item comment in the room.
Thank you. Audit, I saw your hand raised. You have it down for multiple agenda items. But public comment plus multiple agenda items. Right. All right. Audit, I'll let receive. Come on up. We'll come on up. We'll give you 1 minute.
Thank you.
She makes really good points. Anyway, okay, I'm ready. Hi, good morning, everyone. I want to talk about Catalina Drive on the other side of it's Scientology, of course, and the case where Henry Marini is facing jail time because they had a plastic covering for the entire easement for the entire street, the entire block, with wooden stakes, and it was this color of grass. So at night, anyone could have tripped in it because it has a bunch of holes as well. Anyone not knowing it's there, getting out of a car or trying to cross to a car or anything, or across the street, jaywalking or whatever, could have tripped and fallen, knocked their eye out with the wooden post or anything. He did self-help because they went through the proper channels to ask the city. We've been asking, for months. And at some point, you have to save and help people. And because he did that, he's looking at jail time. But you know what? Even though the city has said that they have to remove, because now they replaced it with thorny vegetation, they're not moving it, but they're not in trouble. They're not being enforced.
Don't go too far. Mr. Knight, with that, we'll close general public comment, proceed to multiple agenda items.
Very well. There is still one general public comment and multiple agenda item.
Okay, why don't we go with that one?
Okay, thank you, President Corson. Yvonne, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
What the hell? This is all
Yvonne,
screwed up.
go ahead.
Thank you. I thought you forgot about me. All right. My general public comment is that you're about to approve minutes for December 2nd, 2024, and they are not in the agenda full packet. They are archived in the December 2nd, 2024 segment of the archived records. And when you open them, it says journal. There is absolutely no record of who spoke at the meeting, nor what the topics of concern were. This is, and it's a continuous empowerment of Scientology or anybody else, or a negation of any issue brought before this board. And in this particular case, it empowers Scientology to become the bully, and as it has manifested itself to be, including to the point of having a young man beaten by one of their security officers.
Thank you. Thank you, Yvonne. That's 60 seconds. And that concludes general public comment.
Thank you. With that, we'll close general public comment, proceed to multiple agenda public comment. Audit LA. Which items did you want to speak on?
I just want to go through the list. I'm not sure. I may skip, but I'm going to put all of them for now. Can we speak on the consent items, or is that off the chart now?
You can too. We just need, the city attorney just needs to know which items you're going to speak on.
Okay, let's put all of them. Thank you, ma'am. Aren't you sick of us? Like, come on, guys, let's do it. Then you get rid of us. Well, you know, come on. It's like, okay, but anyway, all right. Number one. All right. Okay, here we go. They can't live. Why can't they live within the budget? This is like a 167 to 301. That's a lot of increase. What we need is sidewalks, and we need our streets fixed. And it says for a recreation center for a streets improvement project. Like, is it? I mean, we need recreation centers, no doubt. But what we need is passable sidewalks and curb cutouts. And like, you don't know how hard it is for, for anyone, let alone, but if you're in a chair, it's such a hard city to navigate. And although I love the idea of a better, improved recreation center, I would love our local one improved. It's just not, it's not the top of the list. And why can't they live within budget? Like, come on, like, come on, Commissioner Corson, you live within a budget, I'm sure. You can't, you all do, right? You don't just have be able to call, I need $100,000 more this month. You just don't, right? You live within your budget. So I'm just asking you guys to hold that accountability. Was that my, okay. 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 For the second one. All right. Again, oh my gosh, it's like increasing total budget again, for over $2.4 million again. Why? And like the Bureau of Sanitation. And if you're going to do that, why can't you just give them like a little bit of money or say, hey, you know what? How much is it going to cost to fill, to get rid of these people by removing all this stuff? Like, let's squeeze it into this budget. But why a 2.4 million raise? Like, we're so broke at this, right? We're on the verge of bankruptcy, it seems. And, I mean, I get that we have the Olympics coming. We want everything to look pretty, but we want it to be able to be navigated. We have the Paralympics coming. Are you guys prepared? Is our sidewalks, like, honestly, ask yourself, is our sidewalks and streets prepared for, the Paralympics, which is going to be a lot of people in chairs? Is that my whole minute, or is there another? I don't know. One more minute. It's so confusing. Okay. Okay. When it comes to the appointment of a new person, I mean, I don't know if we're losing somebody. I hope it's not Mr. Tansey. Miss Tansey's been nice. What's up, Mr. Knights? He's nice too. It's no offense to any of them, but I just ask you to make sure it's somebody who is not a Scientologist. Sorry. I mean, because I don't want any bias, anyone, because sometimes I do. I send him emails, and whatever. So just no bias, people who are good with the community, people who are personable, fair, all this stuff. But you know about that. Because I mean, I think they did a good job the mayor did a great job with appointing you guys, so far. I wish you would do what, get this done. But personally, so far, I like all of it. Okay. So just continue in that vein. When it comes to convention center, okay, yeah, I love convention centers, but again, it's not we need sidewalks. Is that it? Am I done?
And that's 3 minutes.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Mr. Knight, let's proceed to the multiple agenda public comment on the virtual platform, please.
Very well, President Corson. Yvonne, you should be receiving a pop-up. Go ahead. You have 3 minutes to offer your multiple agenda item comment on items 1, 2, 5, and 8.
Thank you. Number one, my understanding is that the budget increases because there's been a significant number of modifications to the actual contract. And this represents to me that the original RFQ and RFP were not properly scoped out prior, or additional grant funds became available and you chose to incorporate them in the project. Which is it? Number two, are there any set-asides for new, not yet qualified contracts, such as micro contracts? And then perhaps these could be coordinated with the Small Business Administration and SCORE. That way you could build more local economy rather than having everything shipped out. Number 5, the organics promotion. Bravo, a little late, but bravo. Please include in that that you start a glyphosate and Roundup ban in the city, and that would prevent problems that will be more costly down the road if you continue to use that type of chemical in the city. Number 8, we haven't gotten a lot of detail on the trust fund accounting. My question is, are there any funds in that trust fund that are going to lapse into the point where you have to refund it to the government, federal or state, that has provided a grant and you haven't gotten the city's work done sufficient to qualify for the expenditures? An example would be the efficiency or lack thereof. I submitted a report of a tree trunk at the corner of Franklin and Bronson, and it got bounced from the Department of Transportation to the Department of Sanitation to the Department of Trees and Forestry.
Speaker,
and
item
it,
A
and
is
it's still
regarding
there.
the Public Work Trust Fund update.
It's relative to being efficient with your work and whether or not that update is going to have projects that retire and you lose the funding for it. I'm asking about your efficiency. That was an example of inefficiency I give you, Ms. Attorney. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. And that concludes multiple agenda item commentary, both in the room and on the virtual platform. President Carson.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. With that, we'll close the general public comment, multiple agenda item, general public comment, and proceed to the agenda. First up is the minutes. I believe we are going to continue that item, Mr. Knight.
Yes, Commissioner Mitchell has identified an error in the minutes that are before the commissioners for approval. So I'm making a recommendation to continue this item, approval of minutes, to December 20th, 2024.
Thank you. We'll continue that item. Just for clarification for everyone, where item number 3 is a closed session item. We'll take that up at the end of the meeting.
Yep,
and right now we'll proceed to taking up consent items. Now that we've put those items on consent, is there a motion to approve items 5, 6, and 7 on consent?
I'll move.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. We have a first from President Pro Tem Grant and a second from Commissioner Mitchell.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on items 5, 6, and 7 on consent, starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Kang.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes. Items 5, 6, and 7 are approved and will move forward forthwith.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 1 in Council District 6, a revised task order solicitation number 25 for Somas and Associates. And we have from the Bureau of Engineering, Marcelino Asensio.
Good morning, President Corzan, commissioners, and most welcome guests. My name is Marcelino Asensio. I'm from the Bureau of Engineering Architecture Division. I'm a senior civil engineer. I'm here. The board report is recommending that the Board of Public Works authorize the City of Engineer to issue a revision to task order solicitation number 25 to Somas and Associates, increasing the budget authority from $167,000 to $301,750 for civil engineering services for the Sheldon Arleta Park Street Improvements, Sheldon Street Project, also known as Cesar Chavez Recreation Center Street Improvement Projects. Some background and context. This particular project, the Sheldon Street, is part of a 4-street improvement surrounding the Sheldon Arleta Park in Council District 6. Street improvements do consist of new curb and gutter, sidewalks, curb ramps, fencing, streetlights, street trees, driveways, signals, and striping. The 3 streets that surround that were included in the original scope of work are Alita Avenue, Wicks Street, and Sharp Avenue. Those are currently in construction and roughly 90% complete. We anticipate that those streets are complete January of 2025. The Sheldon Street, which is the 4th street, is currently 90% complete in design, and it's undergoing constructability review We anticipate that to go to bid in early spring 2025. The reason that Sheldon Street was removed from the suite of streets is because it required some rework and redesign due to the initial scope was a street widening, and that street widening impacted some street trees. That street trees are adjacent to a park, so it didn't make sense to remove trees that were next to a park. So what that did is that triggered a redesign that subsequently impacted street lighting, placement of street lights, signal plans, signage, striping plans, and then an update to permits. Sheldon Street is adjacent to the 170 freeway off-ramp, so it requires some permitting and coordination with Caltrans in order to get the proper approvals to move forward with construction. So again, that led to a series of revisions and additional consulting work. The revisions include updating the Caltrans permit, some value engineering, additional plan checks due to those revisions, and then we'll include construction administration support during the bidding process and construction. And then finally, making sure we capture that with our as-built plans. The project does have funding available, and so Bureau of Engineering is requesting an increased authority for the additional services. With that, I conclude my presentation and would answer any questions.
Thank you, commissioners. Do you have any questions or comments on this item? No, and I don't believe we have any hands raised for this item on the virtual platform. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. We have a first from Commissioner Mitchell and a second from President Pro Tem Grant.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on item number 1, starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Kane.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes, and item number 1 is adopted. We'll move forward forthwith.
Great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to item number 2 from the Bureau of Sanitation. All council districts, request for authority, amendment number 1, task order solicitation S007I for Corello Engineers, and we have Nicholas Tran for the presentation.
Good morning, President Corson.
You could just speak into the microphone a little bit.
How's this better? Good morning, President Corson and fellow commissioners. My name is Nicholas Tran, Director of Systems for LA Sanitation. We are requesting the authority to issue an amendment to task order solicitation S0071 to Corello Engineers to provide Honeywell distributed control systems support. We are requesting the approval to increase the cost ceiling from $300,000 to $2,700,000 and $2,707,000. That's an increase of $2,407,000. We are also requesting an extension on the contract. The contract is due to expire in January 31st, 2025. We're asking an extension to June 30th, 2025. So the contract was initially executed in July of 2024 with an amount of $300,000. To give you a little background of why we're asking for the increase. Initially, we only had allocated $200,000 for the contract, so we had to allocate funds for this work. So now that we have been able to allocate the funds, we're asking for that the increase of $2.4 million, and we also have a task order on ramp right now, so that once this contract expires, that the new contract will supersede this one. So that's that contract is on ramp right now, and the proposals are due in January. So we're hoping to have that contract executed before the end of this amendment. The work for this is mostly for Honeywell control system support. There's a lot of regulatory and permits that we have to comply with, as well as making sure that systems are working due to any environmental impacts. Part of this contract is to have a staff augmentation to help with that support of programming, troubleshooting, and enhancements on the system. Part of this is also to provide training to our city staff so that eventually we can take over the support and make it in-house. So the current contract has a training clause in it, as well as the new TOS that we put on ramp also has a training clause on that, so that the hope is that the new contract that we put out is for 4 years, and it's the contract is up to 2028. So we're hoping by 2028 that our city staff will be trained to have the necessary expertise to bring that support in-house. And part of the increase in fund is to also pay Corolla for work that's already done, because we needed continuity of work for the system. So we'll be paying Corolla arrears. So that's why the amount. That's why we have that 2.4 million amount, and also extend the time so that we can have a transition time from this contract to the new contract. I think that concludes my presentation. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions or comments on this item? Just to reiterate, this is going to go to a full RFP for next year. And I think you just said that. And there is no actual guarantee that Corolla will be participating in that at this moment.
That's correct. It's not a full RFP. We have a on-call contract that we're putting a task order solicitation to bid. So there's 31 vendors on that on-call contract. So we hopefully will see how many vendors will bid on the contract.
Thank you. Seeing no other questions or comments. Sorry, Commissioner King.
So thank you for your presentation and the briefing. Learned a lot about this item. Just wanted to make a quick comment as we discussed in our virtual meeting. Honeywell has been a great partner of ours from what you have told me and from the Bureau. But I think many of us can attest that we prefer not to have sole source. And they seem to be the only ones with the expertise that can provide these types of services. However, wanted to reiterate that in the future, we would like to see the Bureau take more proactive steps in providing more opportunities for other vendors as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Commissioners, any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
So move.
Second?
A second.
Thank you. Mr. Knight, there is a first from President Pro Tem Grant and a second from Commissioner King.
And we will go ahead and take a roll call vote on approval of item number 2, starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner King.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 2 is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as mentioned before, we're going to take up item number 3 at the end of the meeting. We'll move on to item number 4. Council District 9 from Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Contract Administration, Project Labor Agreement, Los Angeles Convention Center Expansion and Modernization Project. And we have here with us Mr. Ian Motley to provide us the presentation.
I'm going to leave the webinar because they skipped me for my comment. I asked for number 2. And obviously I am nothing today. TJ completely forgot. This has got to be one of the most unorganized, fucked up systems, excuse my language, fudged up systems for trying to communicate with your government. And audit needs to go and just make a complaint about that. Definitely a lazy procurement office. And my request was, before they take a vote, I wanted them to do an audit on where all that money went and how $2.4 million, he answered some of my questions, but that's for some of it for arrears. So they put out a sole source bid of $300,000 and then charged, and now they're going to pay him in arrears without any justification, without any audits. That's unfathomable. And then they skip me on my damn comment. Those bastards. I must be hangry. Yep, also increase for budget for work already done. So they owe those people under a handshake deal. I think all handshake deals ought to be scrutinized big time. I mean, how do I get a handshake deal? I want a handshake deal for sole source for $300,000, and then I get to up my bid. Oh yeah, you really owe me $2.4 million. Exactly, YRB. I don't know how to put in a complaint about me not being able to say my piece on that. I'll have to ask Audit how to do that. I think she calls it a cure incorrect or something like that. Okay, you guys, we're on for 3 hours here, 2 different meetings. I'll probably separate them out so that way if anybody wants to refer to them, they can just refer to them. But if you guys want to go jump on MD Media or Audit Stream, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, this morning, and right now. I appreciate it forever. I'm going to go eat some lunch. Bye. Bye, Amy.